Today I wanted to talk about oral histories, and I know I've had a chance to give you a sample of one with my own mother, where she was telling me her story, and a story that perhaps I never heard before. There's so many things that I did not hear before. I was so thankful for that. And it was actually an example of a plurilingual oral history where she was actually speaking in Korean and I was also translanguaging in English. So glad I have that for myself and also for my children, and also to be an example for others. So that's an example of one oral history. But very recently at Vanguard University, I had the opportunity to do another assignment in oral history. Once again, most of these questions are coming from the Smithsonian, and they provide a wonderful resource for many questions. But in addition to that, there were some other examples of oral histories that students were doing. One was of a child who was being interviewed by her parents. So the parent was the one who was interviewing their child in that particular oral history, and that was just a wonderful opportunity to get another oral history in a different kind of way with the parents interviewing the children.
Hi, my name is Mia Gendro, and this is my daughter Shiloh. And for my oral history, I will be interviewing her as her experience as a missionary kid.
My mom, this one, she was like the preschool, like the little kid teacher, with like people like only like 3 or 2 years old. Some were even like just a few months, right?
Mm-hmm.
And I was 3, and like she was the teaching with my dad, and I remember that, and that was cool.
And the second was this. The student of mine had given the questions to the parent. And then the parent was kind of doing a little monologue of that interview, talking about the values, talking about their story, and then also being able to tell the story from their perspective without necessarily being interviewed, but then also able to communicate and affirm some of the cultural values that they hoped had been transmitted, as well as give an affirmation to their child.
Zach's mom, and he wanted me to share some information about our family tree and some values that we as a family thought were important to be able to pass on to our kids, in hopes that they would pass on to their kids as well. Some of the things that we thought were important is that when our kids were old enough to leave the home, that we really wanted them to be successful in launching from us into adulthood. And we are very proud of Zachary and what he has accomplished in his life. And we're so looking forward to what he's going to learn and utilize within this degree that he's getting, and be able to reach out to young kids who are so much in need of support from adults in their lives and role models. And we know Zach will be that and continue to be that for young kids. All right. Thanks.
So I thought I would share this as an example of some additional ways to do oral histories. So one could be you interviewing a member of your family or someone that has supported you, but others could be you interviewing your child, or others could be your parents responding to questions that they had looked at in advance. All wonderful ways to do oral histories, some different ideas to do oral histories, because capturing these stories are so important, and a way to amplify voice, including student voice, including the voices that we talked about through photo voice strategies, soapbox speeches, and now oral histories.